Elmo, as some of you may know, Boots' main character energy there. Let's talk about Elmo and what's been happening with my boy, Elmo. Of course, as soon as I get talking about Elmo, Boots can't help but get involved in the conversation as well. Elmo, as some of you may know, has recently been diagnosed with a heart arrhythmia. So an arrhythmia is an abnormal heart rhythm, and it means his heart is he's so needy. It means he's throwing extra heartbeats. And so when we listen to his heart, the rhythm isn't normal. So he doesn't have a murmur. There's no abnormal heart sound, but there's an abnormal heartbeat when we listen. So back in probably November, I noticed Elmo's behavior had changed a little bit. He was a bit quieter than usual, so not wanting to greet me quite as much as he did before. And he'd been increasingly waking up at night over the previous 6 months. So I'd tried lots of things to help with his night waking, but regardless of what treatment I gave him, what changes we tried to make, he was still often getting up at night and pacing the hallways. So for those reasons, I was like, right, let's start to do some diagnostic testing in addition to things I'd already done. So I was like, right, it's full workup time. And he also was due for his regular dental procedure. So he came into the clinic, we did full bloods, full urinalysis. Then I popped the stethoscope on his chest to listen to his heart before his anesthetic for his dental. And that's when alarm bells started going off. I listened to his heart and I could hear an arrhythmia. So an arrhythmia is an abnormal heart rhythm. So it's not a murmur, which is an abnormal heart sound, but his heart kind of sounded like a discotheque. And I was like, that is not right. So we ran the bloods. The bloods were unremarkable. So he had full sick dog bloods, which in our clinic includes electrolytes, lactate, CRP, blood gas, full hematology and biochemistry, including T4, and it was normal. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have an answer there. So we did an ECG, which it's like an electrical study of the heart. And I was like, what on earth is going on here? So he had lots of extra, what we call ectopic heartbeats, abnormal heartbeats in between normal heartbeats, but they were very frequent. And so I was like, oh, well, that's not normal. We also checked his blood pressure, holy blood pressure. It was very high. His blood pressure was nearly 200, which is way too high for a dog. So I was like, well, that's also not normal. So what did we do next? Well, next step was that we went and I organised for Elmo to have an echo. An echo is an ultrasound of his heart. So I had a cardiology team come out and perform the ultrasound of his heart. Structurally, his heart looked normal, but the ECG was still weird. So then we elected to put on a Holter, a 24-hour Holter monitor. And so that's like a continuous ECG that runs for 24 hours. So we did that to see if we could get an answer. And I will share those results with you in a moment.